Podcast, and welcome to Ship of Fools, a nautical D&D actual play podcast. My name is Hannah McLean, and joining me today I have Andy Latai,
Finn Fisher,
Nolani Stevenson,
Regin Stockweather,
and Taylor Wallace.
Malachi Kassir.
And we are back, so let's do a little recap of the situation, and then we can dive right in. So, last session, the party found themselves on a piece of metal that had previously been part of Dr. Redfall's underwater drill, falling through the sky, with Regin being unfortunately not alive. Fortunately, they were able to, Malachi, with some assistance from the Keeper, was able to cast Revivify on Regin, bringing him back to life, and Finn then polymorphed Regin, with some assistance from a cube, into a young bronze dragon who could carry everyone safely off the piece of metal and toward the Dragon Isles. You met Stella's dragon form in the air, and she led you back to the Dragon Isles, and helped, escorted you to the Star Cave so that you could, rest and recuperate. You all got to sleep off the events of the previous very long day, and got to level up to level 12. In the morning, just as you were preparing to set off back to Erebrer, especially because you have a dossier of important documents that you found in Dr. Redfall's lab, including some correspondence from the various generals who are converging on Erebrer, and some plans for attacks that they're planning in the near future. However, just as you were getting ready to set out, you received a call from Captain Amelia, letting you know that she had found Nira, that Nira appears to be in cahoots with, or at least on the same ship with, the wizards Solaris and Nergal, and that the three of them are confronting the Lost Crystal, which is now captained by Vance and his crew, who were part of betraying Nira, and they betrayed you guys first, and then they betrayed Nira. So, the rather personal...
When Nira tried to walk it back.
Yeah, exactly, when Nira tried to walk back her betrayal.
They're like, no, we're doing this.
We're sticking with the original betrayal. So really betraying you guys, mostly. Engaged in a tense standoff somewhere in the Western Sea. You, teleported to that location. So last episode, ended with the four of you, Alden still in tow, and Nergal, I suppose, so the five of you, rising up from a whirlpool, kind of right in the middle of the ship with Nira, Solaris, and Nergal, the Lost Crystal, and Captain Amelia's ship.
The number of times I'm gonna fuck up Nergal today is gonna be unreal.
I know. You rose up from the ocean, successfully commanding the attention of everyone who is looking down at you in various expressions of consternation and frustration at your presence, and Solaris called you the bastards who stole his ship, so clearly that information is out in the open, or at least as far as he suspects.
Proof of evidence for the court, buddy.
Exactly. That's what I always say.
Deny everything.
So... that's where we're picking up. The sea has quieted around you. The waves kicked up by Finn's whirlpool are rippling out throughout the center of this triangle you find yourselves in. Weapons that have been drawn are still kind of pointed, not at you, but sort of at each other. This is still a tense situation, but everyone is looking at you.
What ship? What are you talking about, Solaris? Nice to see you too.
My ship. My beautiful and very expensive ship.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
Thought you had a house.
You're a wizard, not a sailor.
Anyways,
we live in these seas. Some of us have pleasure vehicles that we like to, since we've made a very
I cover Finn's
good
ears.
living for ourselves.
Ooh. Wow, that sounds awesome. I'd love to see it sometime.
Nira, like, waves her hand kind of in front of Solaris's face, kind of, like, pushing him back, and takes a step forward. She's like, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Getting my ship back!
I guess, I probably could have figured that out if I thought about it for a minute.
Vance, from his ship, calls, what she's doing here is making a whole lot of threats and not actually following through on them. Just saying.
We'll get to you, Vance. Hold on.
I mean, you don't have a great track record for following through either, Vance. Here we are.
Yeah, hang on about that. I was pretty certain that at least 2 of you were dead.
So was I! But then...
Yeah, really great observant captain you got here.
But then I stumbled onto them. Turns out they survived. They escaped too. Really just incredibly fortunate for us.
Finn, make a deception check.
22.
Vance kind of shakes his head and he's like, damn, luckiest bastards in the Lunluma Ocean.
I know, crazy. Can someone just give us, like, a download of what's the situation here? We sort of stormed in without a plan.
I mean, it's pretty simple. This guy committed mutiny and then also betrayed us, so I personally...
Can everyone say what their motivation is in this conflict? What they're, hoping to get? What... sort of a temperature check? How are you feeling at the moment?
No one seems to want to speak up. They're all just sort of glaring at you and each other. Solaris, after a tense moment of silence, goes, well, now I'd like my ship back, although that wasn't what I came here for.
Okay, well, maybe if we have time after this, we'll help you find whoever took your ship, apparently.
Is this like a thinly veiled metaphor for the divorce?
Maybe. He's really just projecting a lot of stuff onto us.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the coward doing here?
Malachi, don't talk about him that way!
Nurgle, like, steps forward and, like, pushes his glasses up on his nose and is like, well, I
love how he self-identified as the coward.
It's called knowing your type.
Yeah, everyone sort of looks at each other and Nira, like, nudges him. I just happened to be in the area, when Nira and Solaris were talking about this, excursion, and it seemed like a productive thing to do. Malachi, this rings not quite true to your axe.
Yeah, it rings not quite true to me either.
I turned to the others and I'm like, okay, so, I guess, do we just, like, help Nira get the ship back? Is that...
I don't know.
Seems like the move.
I regret coming here.
It's up to Malachi. I mean...
Because, I don't think we need another ship.
That guy betrayed all of us. I point up at Vance.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, well, the tables are turning.
I don't think we're betraying him. I don't think there was any assumption of loyalty.
Oh, not from me, no.
Anybody who wants can make an insight check.
Yeah. Fuck it, I don't know. 19.
Also 19.
I'm not gonna make it in. I'm just vibing. I just died.
I support you.
I took a big nap, and I still just recently died.
Alden, like, rests his forearm on your shoulder, Regin, like the 2 of you are just sort of here. He also has 0 stake in this.
Like, if somebody tells me to fight, I'll fight, but, like, I don't...
They turned you over to Redlaw.
The 2 of you, Malachi and Finn, as you're trying to suss out this situation, you can see that Vance seemed a lot more confident, before you all showed up, and that he was pretty, like, he was goading Nira, trying to get her to take a shot, and now he is significantly worried that his chances are not nearly so good, with all of you also present. You see him, I say with that 19, you also catch as he sort of, like, whispers something over his shoulder that you can't quite hear to another member of his crew. And then he, like, turns back to the rest of the ocean. I don't know, the rest of the people standing here, the group. Although I guess several of you aren't actually standing here, you're in the water. But he looks over to the small ship, which is called the Sunbeam, by the way. You can see it written on the side.
God, I will say one thing. This guy has a brand.
So he looks over at the Sunbeam, and he's like, yes, so, these guys aside, our own business that we were kind of settling here, although I will say I'm very interested to hear that they apparently stole a ship from you, Solaris. That's...
I don't know what he's talking about.
Solaris clears his throat, and he's like, you absolutely do know what I'm talking about. Evidence aside...
None of this is the reason why any of you are here.
I am a powerful wizard, and there are divinatory spells, regardless of what, some sort of anti-divination magics that were placed on my ship. I just hope that you didn't do anything crazy like repainting it.
Do we look like guys with disposable income?
No, that's true. You certainly don't.
Do we look like guys who can paint?
You do look, maybe you could paint. I don't really know what you get up to, other than apparently creating whirlpools and interfering with other people's business.
No, that's it. That's all we've been doing since we last saw you.
Yeah, that's why I've gotten so good at it.
This makes sense to me.
10,000 hours.
Nira's attention is kind of split at this point because she's still keeping an eye on Vance, but she's also, keeping an eye on all of you and on Malachi, particularly. And, Vance says... It seems to me like maybe your quarrel, Solaris, is not actually with me or with my crew. It's with these guys. And Nira goes, Solaris, we have a deal. And Solaris is like, I'm aware of our deal.
God, she's got to stop making deals.
I'm not trying to, go back on a deal or anything like that, since it seems like there's been quite a lot of that between all of these people. But he fixes his gaze down on all of you, his eyes gleaming just a little bit with this golden light, and he goes, Solstice.
Oh, fuck!
You see Matt Black
damn.
immediately comes expanding out of Finn's pocket, ballooning to full size, kind of in the middle of all of these other ships. There is kind of a shout from everywhere, and you see that the lost crystal begins to move as if to get out of here and goes invisible.
Oh, you bitches.
At this point, everybody else is going to roll initiative. I think probably we should just all roll initiative. You may not want to take a combat turn on your turn, but enough things are happening at the same time right now that we need to know who is doing what when.
When Matt Black expands, are we now on it, or are we in the water next to it?
I will say that's up to you. You can choose whether you'd like to because there's this moment as it's ballooning to full size that you can grab onto it and get on the deck, or you can choose to stay in the water next to it.
I would like to have gotten onto Matt Black, and I'm like, what? Finn, have you had this thing the whole time? Finn, I would never have taken you for this kind of person, I gotta say. My God.
What the hell is this? What just happened? Where'd this ship come from?
I've never seen this before in my life. It's nice, though.
Malachi's axe is glowing so hot against his back.
What, Solaris, you're an even more powerful wizard than I realized if you just summoned this out of thin air.
Yeah, where was this cast spell to summon boat when we needed a boat, am I right? Are we selling it? Do you think we're selling it?
Oh, yeah.
I'll let you both make deception checks for me.
I've got a plus 13, Regin. We're fine.
With disadvantage.
Can Nurgle help me?
No.
My deception check is a 7.
19.
Okay. Yeah, some people are definitely convinced by Finn, less so by Regin. Solaris looks like he's still fixing you with a glare, but Nurgle next to him is like, your ship was gold. It wasn't this. You would never have a gaudy flame decal like this. And Solaris is like, they repainted, obviously. Obviously they tampered with it.
Finders keepers.
I got a 12 initiative.
I got a 9.
13.
And a dirty 20 for Nurgle.
This guy.
And I want to be on Matt Black.
Okay. So this is a sort of a loose initiative. The first person to act is actually Alden. I'm gonna say he did not have the wherewithal to jump onto Matt Black, as he was not even expecting this to happen. So he's going to take his turn to kind of like grab onto the side of Matt Black and start climbing up, because that feels like a safer place to be than in the water. Next is Nurgle, if you'd like to have him do anything in particular, Andy.
I think just be prepared to give me advantage.
Okay. Next up is Solaris. He looks at his ship and is like, you didn't even change the code! And Nira, next to him, is like,
oh, you can do that?
Solaris! They're getting away!
We really should have changed the code, right? Yeah.
Well, no one told us we could do that, Finn.
I think Shiloh did, actually.
No, Shiloh definitely offered, yeah. And we couldn't come up with anything better, because it also took us a full 45 minutes to name the ship in the first place, in discussion that was largely edited out in post.
Yeah, no, I blocked that out of my mind.
Yeah, this one's kind of on us.
Hey, you stole it.
I mean, what? Why would we change what passcode?
Code? You're talking crazy, Solaris!
Huh?
Malachi looks in the direction that he just saw the lost crystal. Did we see it start moving before it went invisible?
You did. It started moving and then it went invisible. And so Nira yells kind of like, Solaris! And he's like, right, fine, and strides to the edge of the sunbeam. And he leans over and he's going to cast Fairy Fire on the invisible ship. So the ship becomes visible.
Yeah.
We wave.
Various members of the crew also become visible. Let me roll for Vance to see if he can manage to hold on to the invisibility. Wow. Vance crits. So Vance is still invisible.
Oh God, where is he?
But like approximately half the crew becomes visible, and the ship is now, you can see it. And Nira is sort of like, please don't shoot my ship. That is, Amelia is going to start directing her ship. They, unfortunately, because of the appearance of Matt Black, have been sort of, like, blocked off. They're going to start, like, maneuvering around in the direction where the Lost Crystal was going to sort of try and cut it off. The Salty Shark is slower than the Lost Crystal, but they're trying to kind of, like, get around to that side. Nira, well, I think she is just going to lift her crossbow and take shots at where she last saw Vance. So she's making these with disadvantage, but he's the one she most wants to kill. So, misses with her first attack. Wow, rolls a 16 and an 18 on the second attack, so will actually hit with that.
Nice.
Dealing... Go, girl boss. 12 damage, which is...
Nice.
Max damage on this.
Wow.
To Vance. You see her, like, take aim with the crossbow. The first bolt just kind of, like, flies into the air, but you see, like, she notices a little, like, shimmer of where Vance kind of jumps back to avoid the first bolt and manages to send the second one striking directly into something invisible, and you hear kind of like an ow from Vance on the other ship.
It's been too long since I heard that sound.
Okay, invisibility logistics question. Does the crossbow bolt stay visible?
I think it does. Yes.
Nice.
All right, Malachi, that's you.
Okay. How close is the now visible lost crystal to us?
I'm gonna say like 80 feet, because the ship started 60 feet apart, and then they turned and started to flee, but didn't get very far.
So who's at the helm of Matt Black?
Currently no one.
I mean, I can be.
Self-driving?
Normally I drive.
Like, could Matt Black move a little bit and then I do something? Or no?
I would let you, like, use your own movement to move Matt Black.
All right.
A little bit.
Who's at the Lost Crystals wheel? Are they visible?
Yes, it is.
Salt and pepper?
I know, Salt and Pepper were very specifically not driving, I think.
Aren't they too short?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, rude.
They could stand on a phone book.
The two of them are up in the crow's nest, though, and Salt has become visible, but Peppa has not. But the driver is some crew member you don't recognize who's visible.
Okay. So, so yeah, I want to use our movement to get after the lost crystal as much as I can on this turn.
Okay.
Which ideally would put me within 60 feet of their helm.
Yeah, I will say that that's allowed.
And I would like to command the person stealing the lost crystal to stop.
Okay. Absolutely. What type of saving throw is that?
Wiz.
They actually rolled a 16, so comes to an 18, which I believe passes.
God damn it!
You see this very focused pirate just sort of falters for a moment and then shakes their head.
Well, that's all I got.
Okay.
Malachi, I don't think they're going to listen if we just yell at them.
That usually works.
Usually works on me. I've got discipline issues.
Nurgle holds up his staff, and you see this, like, the air goes syrupy around the tip of the staff. Like, the air itself has turned thick and is moving slowly. This thick, syrupy air then sort of, like, jets over toward the lost crystal, and you can briefly see, like, the faint outline of something, like, dropping down over the lost crystal. He's casting slow, and he is going to target 6 creatures, and he doesn't need to be able to see them. So he will target Vance, the person driving, and then 4 other kind of, like, people who look strong. He'll hit Salt and Peppa, sure. And so,
I was gonna say, how about the gunners?
Yeah, he'll hit the ones by the guns. Let's say one of them's Morris, who was that turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see him, like, standing, loading one of the cannons, and then near him is Ilana, that, like, tall half-orc lady who you'll remember was, like, 3rd in command behind Nira and Vance. So Nurgle sends this syrupy air down on the most relevant crew members as far as Nurgle is concerned. So Vance, the driver, Morris, Alana, and then Salt and Peppa up in the crow's nest. So I will roll for Vance. He fails. My god, whoever this is, I'm gonna switch things around and say it's Alana at the wheel, actually, because that makes more sense, and she's rolling spectacularly, apparently.
God damn.
Because she passes this save as well. And then out of the other 4, 2 of them fail and 2 of them pass. You can't see Vance slow down because he's invisible, but the spell takes effect on him.
Why are you running?
Regin, that's your turn if you'd like to do anything.
I kind of look back and forth between Malachi and Nira, and I'm like, all right, Captain's Kassir, we're fighting? All right, okay.
Yes, Nira's like, yes.
Regin, I am flying by the seat of my pants.
I take the wheel of Matt Black, and I kick her into gear, and I close on the lost crystal.
Awesome. Yeah, you can bring Matt Black, like, right alongside the lost crystal.
Oh yeah, Alden, man the guns.
On it. He's out of breath pulling himself over the edge of the ship.
Regin, we don't have guns.
Yes, we do.
And you do, Matt Black?
Yeah, I specifically requested that we put ballistas on this thing.
You just have the basic guns, but you've got them.
Wow, we have guns.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I could in any way sort of, like, hold an action to intercept, if possible, you know what I mean?
Intercept what?
The ship.
Oh, I see. Like, stop it from getting any further?
Yeah, like, hold action to T-bone the lost crystal.
Yeah, you guys, you don't have, like, grappling hooks or anything like that can actually hold a ship, but Regin, you maneuver Matt Black into a position where you are, like, you can, drive forward and ram the boss directly into the side of their ship if you so choose.
Solaris is not gonna like that.
What, the ramming or the fact that we put the boss on there?
I guess both.
Solaris just had that ugly mermaid on there. He should like this. Everyone should appreciate this.
That's Vance's turn.
Pinnacle of the male form right there.
Malachi, did you mean the boss? Because you were staring at Regin when you said that.
No, I was talking about the boss.
I'm still going to pretend it was about me and not just because I'm standing in front of the boss.
Regin, you're a dear friend, but you cannot compare. Malachi actually had his awakening when we redid Matt Black.
Jesus.
Vance, you hear his voice from, like, fairly close to you, as you've now brought Matt Black alongside, and you can tell that he has, like, come to the side of the ship where you guys are, and he's like, hey, listen, I don't have any quarrel with you guys. Sorry about the whole betrayal
You
thing.
sold us out to a mad scientist.
Sure. But I thought we were sorta, like, he's like, Finn, I thought you and I were sorta, like, you gave me this ring.
Right.
I thought we were sorta cool.
Well, yeah, but
Okay, Finn's in the minority here.
But I'm sort of outvoted, I think, is the problem.
Okay, you don't have to be.
Is there like a little crossbow bolt just suspended in air, wiggling in time
Yeah.
with his speaking?
You can see it, like, it looks like it, like, struck his arm, so every time he gestures, you can tell that he's, like, holding up his hand that has the ring on it. Nira is on a crazed revenge quest. Can't really blame her. You guys don't have to be, is all I'm saying. We can be chill.
Hey, he's making some points.
No.
Thank you, Finn. Maybe convince your friends?
Well, I sort of think you should sink or swim on your own merits.
Okay.
Hey, if he gave you a gift, you're welcome to use it, but he's not changing our minds.
They're very obstinate.
Okay. Everything kind of goes quiet. Vance just sort of, like, he sighs and he's like, okay, and he stops speaking. What are your passive perceptions?
Ooh, mine's higher now. It's 11.
Wow.
14.
Also 11.
Okay, then. You don't see Vance do anything else. He just sighs, stops talking to you guys, and that's it.
Great. This sounds awesome.
That is Finn's turn.
Okay, so are we, like, on Team Nira here? Is that...
I mean,
Yes, buddy.
Are we taking the Lost Crystal back?
Vance is the one who ultimately turned us over to Retval, so I feel like those guys are kind of the ones that we're not on great terms with. I mean, Nira's got something separate going on, but...
Okay. I want to take a moment and just search with my telepathy the waters beneath us to see if I can detect any really big creatures nearby.
Roll a d20, because this isn't a very big creature-prone part of the sea, but...
5.
Okay. There are sea creatures. The biggest thing you can get is a shark, who is like, he's a pretty big shark, but you're not lucky enough to have any sea monsters within telepathy range.
Damn, there never are these days. I would like to reach out to that shark and be like, hey, would you mind doing me a favor and just sort of, like, leaping out of the water menacingly a few times next to this ship?
Ooh. Make a persuasion check on the shark.
Nat 20!
This shark's been having a real rough day and he just wants to scare someone.
We're brothers for life.
Yeah, you hear a growl like, fuck yeah! And like a second later, this beautiful great white just comes like arching out of the water, kind of next to Matt Black, but on the side where everyone can see it, and just sort of like does a beautiful dolphin-esque leap, except opens his mouth so you can see the rows of sharp teeth, and then plunges back into the water, and then like a few seconds later comes up and does it again.
Wow, he's really excited to see us.
Perfect. That's exactly it. Just keep that up. Thanks.
Ah! A roar that only you can hear.
Wow.
Shark is fucking roid raging.
Hey, dude, if there's anything you like need to talk about after this, we could chat.
Ah! This has been really good for me, thanks!
And then I, with my normal speaking voice, I shout out to the Lost Crystal, the next one might come closer! Surrender now and we'll let you go on your way.
Yeah, make an intimidation check with advantage for the scary shark.
14.
Okay. Some people are definitely scared of you, but also when you knew these guys, you all were a lot weaker, and it seems like they maybe haven't quite processed how much stronger you are yet. So some of them, they definitely all back away from the side where the shark is, but you can see that most people are still, like, anxiously looking over at Nira.
Hey, Finn, turn someone into a dragon again.
Cool.
Okay, so I frown and cross my arms and say, okay, fine! We'll do this the hard way. And by hard, I mean sort of soft and liquidy, like water.
Ew.
I'm going to cast Control Water.
Okay.
And I want to use the Redirect Flow to basically create a little pocket of water flowing against
Like a treadmill?
the Lost Crystal. Right, like a treadmill of water. Basically, my goal is to just stop the Lost Crystal in its tracks and keep it from moving.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. You do that. The water under the Lost Crystal starts, like, moving backwards. Anything else?
Can I see where the steering wheel is from Fairy Fire? Okay, then I summon my tentacle right next to the steering wheel, and if I can, I would like to have it start tugging on the wheel to try to turn the ship around.
Yeah, the tentacle starts tugging on the wheel, not very efficiently, but the Ilana who's steering has to grab the wheel with both hands to keep it from being tugged by the tentacle. It's now their turn where the ship would move, but already they have to kind of, like, maneuver around Matt Black. And you see Ilana goes to kind of to turn the ship and maneuver it around where the boss is threatening to punch into the side of the Lost Crystal, but the water underneath is just, like, keeping it fixed in place. Alden is going to go over to one of the cannons, but not shoot anyone yet, because no one has done anything. Technically, the only person who has fired shots so far is Nira. Everyone else has just been doing sort of control things. Nurgle can do something if you'd like him to, Andy, or he can just keep hanging out.
I think he just keeps hanging out.
Okay.
He can go shit on Vance's head.
I think Solaris is going to not do anything, or at least not anything visible. He's sort of, like, standing there still, because he still has to keep concentration on Fairy Fire up. So he's just sort of, like, waiting to see who's going to do what next. So I guess what Solaris will do is he'll move his ship forward more so that it comes up kind of to the other side of the Lost Crystal. Nira is going to, like, lower her crossbow a little and shout to the Lost Crystal. All right, I have no interest in killing all of you. I want my ship back, and I'm prepared to make a deal that ends with all of you, except for your captain, leaving with their lives. Your ship is stuck. You know that the Lost Crystal can't outgun everyone here. Malachi, that, like, rings... Like, Nira's not totally confident who would win a straight-out fight, but she's projecting confidence.
Yeah.
And you don't... Even if you did, it would end up with a lot of you dead for... Hey, we all used to be friends. Like I said, I'm prepared to cut a deal. Just stand down, and we can end this right here. She's gonna make an intimidation check. I'm giving her advantage mostly because of Finn, who has swayed some of them and still has this shark. And also because you guys have pretty solidly staked yourselves as on her side.
I whisper to Malachi, do you think there's any wiggle room on that Vance not getting his life thing?
Honestly, I have no idea what's going on. I came here just so Nira wouldn't get herself killed in some stupid firefight, and now it's a fucking mess, so...
Actually, I think it's going pretty well.
Okay. I still don't approve of her lifestyle.
She's gonna add her Flash of Genius ability, which is an artificer ability she has. So that gives her a +4 on this, which gets her to a total of 18. Not stellar, but respectable. Okay. Respectable enough.
Right, yeah, we left Stellar on the Dragon Isles.
Yeah, exactly. You can see that the crew of the Lost Crystal is assessing, and a few of them throw down their weapons. Ilana at the wheel is sort of, like, looking around, and you can tell that she's waiting for, like, really what should happen in this situation is that the other captain should step up and be like, hey, you salty dogs, don't do this. But Vance is, not saying a word.
He's not a good captain. Where is that bitch? Can we still see the crossbow?
Funnily enough, you can't. I will say, make a, because it's your turn next. That's Nira's turn, making this whole speech. Malachi, you can make a perception check next if you'd like.
Oh, I also want to look for Vance.
Yeah, I'll allow.
17.
9.
Okay. as you see, the crew of the Lost Crystal begins to tentatively set down their weapons, sort of all glancing at each other, looking not happy about this. Malachi, you are like, you have this moment of, fuck, where did Vance go? And as you look around, you catch sight of a stray crossbow bolt being kind of like plucked out of thin air and thrown down into the ocean from the deck of Matt Black, over by where the ships are closest. You see that happen.
Oh yeah, I'm approaching that bitch.
Yeah. You approach where you saw this happen. As you get close, you can sort of see the way that the air bends just a little bit, since you know what you're looking for. He is still invisible, though.
What does it mean that he's still invisible? Do I have dis or something?
Yes.
Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna go over and try and grab that bitch. And by grab, I mean I am going to be casting Branding Smite.
Okay. So by grab, you mean hit with your axe?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
But I don't want to chop his head off. I just want to fucking...
Sure.
Maybe I'll use the butt of my axe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome to do non-lethal damage if you'd like.
Yeah, I will. Does an 18 hit Vance?
Yes, it does.
Alright. So, with my first attack, I hit him with the Branding Smite for 24 damage.
Okay.
And he becomes visible. And he sheds dim light in a 5-foot radius, and he can't become invisible again.
Yes. So Malachi, you stride over, you lift this axe above your head, you hear a split second, wait, and then you slam the butt of your axe into the side of, I don't even know if you're aiming for the head, but you hit the side of his head, and there's like a blast of light from your axe's handle, all that radiant damage. Vance immediately becomes visible and is glowing faintly silver.
Oh, hey!
He's not down, but he is very bloodied. Definitely, like, steadying himself on the railing of Matt Black. And he just goes,
Wait, Jesus, when did he get here?
fuck.
Oh, just now.
Okay.
Welcome aboard! Can I offer you a sugar cube?
Can I use my second attack to just, like, grab him?
Yeah, sure. You can go ahead and make it athletics against his acrobatics, opposed grapple check.
I crit.
So he got a 21, so he makes a like pretty adept dodge. But
Malachi, having just takes one hand off and grabs Vance by like the collar.
Oh my god.
And Vance, his legs do that little cartoon thing where they try and run. And
you see Morris the turtle over on the Lost Crystal looks up from behind the cannon that he'd been about to man and goes, "Were you fucking running, Captain?" And Vance is like, "Okay, no."
Looks like your captain was running.
No, hey, I was strategically
abandoning you.
Strategically hopping over to this ship to fight you guys, the real threats.
To do what? Sorry.
Fight.
What were you going to do, Vance?
I was going to fight. Not true, Malachi. Not even a little bit.
Malachi's like, yeah, well, that's a lie, but even if it wasn't, obviously he did a great job of it.
Maybe I was getting ready to do it.
No, honestly, I would watch this. No, I think that would be really funny. I think watching Vance take on us three would do numbers.
I would never sully myself like that.
The seeing that Vance was ditching them, kind of effectively sways the morale of the rest of the crew of the Lost Crystal who wasn't quite convinced yet. They all throw down their weapons. We can exit initiative unless anyone would like to remain in initiative. Nira gives you like a thumbs up, Malachi, and is like, just hang on to him for a second, if you don't mind.
Well, I'm not going to do it because you told me to, but yeah.
Okay.
I was planning on that anyways.
Great. Glad we're on the same page. She hops over from the Sunbeam to the Lost Crystal, and addresses the rest of the crew, and she's like, okay, so the deal that I mentioned being prepared to offer you all, there is an island approximately 2 miles that way. It is calm seas right now. There's a shark. I admit that wasn't part of my plan, but take the chance.
And he's dealing with something, too.
So you're gonna take your chances with the shark. Looks like there's maybe only one of them. I wouldn't call these waters shark-infested or anything like that. And you're all in fine shape to swim 2 miles. This is a fairly well-traveled area. Chances are pretty good that if you, I don't know, light a signal fire or make a human pyramid or something, someone will see it and stop. And you can talk your way onto another ship. But I'd like you off of mine.
Hang on.
She points, and you see all of the crew members kind of like grumble amongst themselves.
You're not keeping any of them? Weren't there some of you who weren't going to mutiny originally?
Well, they all mutinied in the end, so...
I mean, you mutinied originally against us. That's not a mutiny, but betrayal.
It's just kind of a dick move.
You betrayed us.
Different kind of betrayal, less serious than a mutiny.
Less?
In pirate terms...
Yeah, just a little sibling rivalry.
Okay, you know what? Here, Vance, go back ahead.
Oh, no.
Do you let him go?
No.
If you let him go, Finn is going to try to grab him.
Nira is not paying attention to you, or she is enough to respond to you, but she's focused on the rest of the crew. You see the crew sort of like exchange glances with each other. You see them sort of like peer. Somebody pulls out a spyglass and they're like looking over to where you can indeed see a small island on the horizon. And, oh my god, I just crit for Nira. So pretty quickly, people start kind of like shrugging and going to jump over the side of the Lost Crystal into the water.
I come over to Vance and Malachi, and I'm like, hey, Vance, can I get you anything? You need a drink, some snacks?
Yeah, if you could get Malachi to let go of me, that would be awesome.
Absolutely not.
Anything besides that?
I mean, lemonade would be great if you've got it.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah, great, okay.
Nurgle, can you go make some lemonade?
What the hell, Finn?
Nurgle flies below decks.
He knows how to make it just the best way.
Is he peeing in a cup right now or something?
No, we don't drug test on this ship. We'd have to get rid of Regin.
Malachi calls over to Nira. So you're just gonna take your ship by yourself?
Yeah, I'm gonna need to get a new crew, admittedly, and getting it back to Angel Isle is gonna be a little bit tricky, but I thought this through.
Why not just keep any of your crew that you like?
They betrayed me?
And we're still here for you.
Yeah, why are you here for me?
I point at Malachi.
I point at Finn at Vance.
I was sort of here for Vance.
Vance gives you like I don't even know how to describe in words the expression. Like, he looks somewhat touched. It's equal parts touched and terrified.
I pat him on the shoulder.
Okay.
Mainly it came to make sure you don't get killed, but...
Now, before we get too deep into this, I just want to say I think I have a solution that will make all parties involved very happy. Because we are such generous and kind and well-meaning individuals, we could politely, out of the kindness of our hearts, gift this vessel that we somehow inexplicably came into the possession of
Regin,
to that poor sad wizard who seems to be missing his own boat.
Regin, we need a ship.
You know, much like that time that I gave Freddy a stuffed animal because he was missing his and I generously donated it my own. We could donate our ship to whoever that guy is. And
we did meet, aside from whether or not you stole my ship.
Yeah, you can keep saying that. I was a different person back then. I've gone through some...
He's taken a lot of blows to the head in the meantime.
I've gone through some changes, so I don't really subscribe to that. Nice to meet you, though. But then we could help Nira take this boat back to Angel Isle, and you two can hash out whatever the hell this is.
We cannot go back to Angel Isle. We have places to go.
Well, we can sail towards Angel Isle, and then... You said we're only losing a day regardless, and then we'll go back to where we were going. It's not like we can sail there any faster anyways, so...
I am not giving up Matt Black.
Solaris is like, I was just willing to table my issue until we'd resolved the pirate situation, but I am still intending to leave here with my ship.
Well...
Which one is that? The Sunbeam? That's your ship?
No, the one you're standing on.
Intentions make an ass out of you and me, Solaris, so...
I thought that was assuming. What does intentions have to do with anything?
Well, maybe you shouldn't have assumed that!
See? There you go again.
Nergal goes, you walked into that one.
Hey, Nergal!
Malachi, you can make a persuasion check on Nira vis-a-vis not throwing all of her crew overboard. If that's what you were trying to do. I was a little unclear.
I don't even know.
You know, you're like within a day's sail of Angel Isle. So it seems like her plan is to just sort of limp back to port by herself and probably with Solaris and Nergal helping her. To limp back to Angel Isle and there rehire a crew. You're not entirely sure where she's getting money from, but there to rehire a crew and set sail with people who didn't betray her seems to be her plan.
I mean, if they couldn't even overthrow Vance, they're really gonna overthrow you again?
Yeah, but, like, would you really want to hang out with a bunch of people who, like, flipped you and screwed you over?
No, finish the sentence.
Yeah, that was the sentence.
Well, Malachi stabbed me, and I still hang out with him.
Oh my god.
Hey, I wouldn't bring it up so much if it wasn't so frequently relevant.
Hey, you friendly fired me many times.
I died for you. One time.
No, you didn't! You died for...
You just died, I think.
You just died.
Well, I can dedicate it to whoever I want, then.
No. That was not for me.
If you're just raising objections, she'll just ignore them. But if you're actually trying to convince her...
I think I'm just raising objections.
Okay.
I don't particularly care about these people, but also...
Okay.
I shout to the people jumping in the water. For the record, I haven't given the shark any instructions. Whatever happens next is of his own volition.
There's like one person yells back, okay, and then someone else yells, ah! They start swimming very quickly in the direction of this island on the horizon. Finn, you hear the shark kind of telepathying to you, just, ah, ah! But no sounds of him actually biting anyone. It sounds like he's maybe just having a good time.
Nice.
He's playing sharks and minnows.
Do whatever feels right.
So, but the people you hire on Angel Isle are going to be more trustworthy?
Well, they're pirates, so only a little bit. But, you know, it's the pirate code, a bad blood thing. It depends how my reputation comes up out of this, which I'm aiming for strong but fair. But generally, the fact that I hunted down the people who betrayed me and took my ship back is good for my reputation as a pirate captain, unlike if I'd have just let it go, so...
That's true. I can confirm that.
Yeah. Speaking of which, she now climbs from the Lost Crystal over to Matt Black and strides up to Vance. Vance sort of just standing there this whole time. Nergal comes flying up from below decks with just a whole lemon in his talons.
Perfect.
He just sort of hands it to you, Finn.
Here you go, Vance.
Squeeze it in his eyes.
Before I hand it to him, I cut the lemon in half and just place a sugar cube in the middle. So it's just sitting on top of the lemon half.
Yeah. He takes the lemon half with the sugar cube on it, and he's kind of like, yeah, I mean, might as well die with something sweet and citrusy on my tongue. He eats the sugar cube and then just sort of, like, licks the half of the lemon. His face puckers a little bit.
Finn wipes a tear from his eye.
Again, Nira, I think we can work this out, right? You let me go, for old time's sake. I'll tell everyone that you killed me. These guys can attest to it. And your reputation will be intact. And your reputation will be intact. So, and Nira's like, yeah, I don't really think that's gonna work for me, Vance. You were my first mate. You were supposed to have my back. And Vance is like, yeah, we've been over this. You were supposed to go through with the job that we'd taken, a job that I wasn't happy about in the first place, but then once we'd committed, we were supposed to commit all the way, and so... pirates will be pirates.
And now you want her to back down again?
You know, that's true. Thank you, Malachi, for pointing out the hypocrisy in my own viewpoint. I guess I got overwhelmed by trying to preserve my life. He sort of straightens up a little.
I think we've all learned some valuable lessons today.
Yeah.
So why don't we all just have some lemonade and relax?
Nira, lifts her crossbow and points it at Vance.
A tentacle appears out of thin air and pushes the crossbow back down.
She looks at you, Finn, and she's like, what the hell?
Come on, I have dibs.
You have dibs?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, all yours then.
Okay, well, I mean, not right now.
What do you mean not right now? This is go time!
Okay, one second. I pull Nira aside.
Yes, what?
Okay, remember, I don't know if you remember, I don't know if Shiloh mentioned it to you, but when I had her make, a cursed ring for me?
Oh, yeah. What? Did you give that to Vance?
Yeah, I've got a whole, wheels within wheels, long-term revenge thing going on.
But Finn, if he just dies at some point in the future, that's true anyway. That's not revenge.
Well...
We're all gonna die at some point in the future.
Okay, well, you've just argued against the notion of revenge in general, so what's the point in you shooting him anyways?
Well, because then he'd die now, which is revenge.
But I don't wanna. Okay,
well, it's my choice.
Is it? 'Cause I'm pretty sure you're standing on our ship right now. Solaris's absurd claims notwithstanding.
If you want to kill him... so wait, do you want to just let him go?
I haven't really decided yet. You know?
How much gold do you guys have?
I have a lot of complicated feelings. I don't know. Malachi keeps it sort of secret.
You don't need to know that.
Why? You want us to buy him from you?
I would really like Vance dead. However, I'm a businesswoman of sorts. I am willing to negotiate.
We're not giving you money.
Okay.
Oh, Malachi's over here too now.
You're holding Vance at arm's length, so he's not privy to this conversation.
Malachi's just seeing Finn gesture at me at my cracks,
he can tell.
He sees Finn gesture at Malachi and then point at his chest, and Malachi surmises.
Look, we just got you your ship back for you. Isn't that payment enough?
She frowns. But this is true. You can make a persuasion check.
Alden and I are just leaning against the ship's wheel, you want to get food after this? Or?
Yes.
Malachi's just standing in the middle of the ship with, Vance out like this, looking so fucking, why am I here? 15.
Okay. She does not look convinced by simply this appeal. And she's like, you guys, I did not ask you to come here. You just showed up, and I appreciate the help. I assure you I do. But, I've accomplished 2 out of the 3 things on my checklist for today, and I'd really like to finish the job.
Okay, well, tough.
Are you going to stop me, Fisher?
Yeah, and I gotta say, Nira, I think I'm entirely capable of it, too. The shark jumps up out of the water behind me.
Does he have anything in his mouth?
He has, somebody's pants in his mouth.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thanks. Make an intimidation check.
Can Nurgle give me advantage?
By
snapping a lemon in half with his beak?
I will say Nurgle can give you advantage, as can, there's a... You've been to the Aberrant Sea and back since the last time you saw her, so there's something dwelling in your eyes that wasn't there before. So yeah, Nurgle can give you advantage.
23.
Okay. She glances over her shoulder at Vance, looks back to you, and she's like, he's got that cursed ring? For real?
Oh, yeah.
Malachi is shaking Vance a little because he keeps squirming and the ring glints in the sun.
Yeah. Nira, rubs her eyes and she's like, fine. And as, I do owe you guys, and I did also, as Malachi keeps pointing out, betray you, so I suppose I owe you a number of favors.
I should say so.
Malachi, would you mind, I'm asking rather than phrasing this as a command, would you mind just kind of dropping him over the edge of the ship for me?
Well, hold on!
Yes, I would mind. Hold on what, Finn?
Oh, I just mean don't.
Am I just supposed to hold him forever?
I just mean like, don't. Well, we can tie him up. Do we have a brig? We can turn one of the bedrooms into a brig.
To what? Are you gonna keel haul him?
Are you gonna keep him?
Not long term.
Why?
I don't want this. Wait, no. Hang on. I've just realized in the sanctity of my own brain that if we have another person here, that means that there's one fewer bed, which means that somebody's gonna have to share beds. I want Vance to stay.
Vance doesn't get a bed.
I think you already have not enough beds for the number of people on this ship. Nira throws up her hands at this point, and she's like, okay, fine. And she, like, goes back over to the Lost Crystal at the same time as Solaris and Nergal get off the sunbeam and come over toward Matt Black.
Hang on. No one else needs to be getting on this ship.
They'll stop on the Lost Crystal, and Solaris is like, my god, you've massacred her. That wood, you know, is imported directly from Aban.
Wow.
Okay.
Not really even imported. It's just from Aban.
It's just black wood, man.
Cool. Tell us more about this ship we've never seen before. It's neat.
There's a flame decal. It's so gaudy.
Actually, it's not a decal. It was hand-painted as far as we can tell.
Yeah, we assume.
Just looking at it.
A hand-painted flame.
It looks awesome, I think.
From our point of view up here at the top.
Actually, that's sort of, yeah, I can appreciate the value of hand craftsmanship. I would like my ship back.
Okay, where is it?
I would have liked to never see you again.
Are we, like, I don't want to start throwing fireballs around.
Solaris, what level are you?
Like approximately 7, maybe 8.
Okay, that's cool.
That's a little higher than I would like.
Nergal here is level 6.
Wow. I kneel in front of Nergal. It's always an honor to be in the presence of such an accomplished wizard.
Thank you. Hey, did you learn how to do that, this yet? He does the prestidigitation.
Oh, I'm glad you asked! I prestidigitate sparks flying out of my hand.
Wow.
Ah!
You know, he gets a little choked up and he's like, I've never been much one for teaching, but there is something about imparting your wisdom to blossoming young wizards.
Oh, that's not what he is.
Warlock, but, you know, potato.
Young magic users.
Kelp keelp.
Perhaps I should go into teaching.
It's been an honor, sir.
Look, I don't want you to mistake what's going on over here for apathy. It's not that I don't care. It's just that, you know, I've kind of reevaluated my priorities since I died, and this just kind of all feels a bit like nonsense. You know, how about we just hand over this ship, we go home, we just, Malachi and Nira talk it out, and we just all go home happy, eh?
I mean, there's nothing... Regin, we need a ship.
What for? Last time I suggested sailing somewhere, you all said that we just wait a day in Whirlpool.
Yeah,
Yeah, sometimes you can't wait a day.
I mean, we sort of don't need a ship, I guess.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, but then if it's a situation in which we cannot wait a day, how... that seems like it would be pretty, like, can we sail there in less time than that? You know? That's what I was...
Often, yes.
The DM said nah.
I want to make sure that we're generally going from island to island takes longer than a day. It's why teleporting is good. But going, like, within islands in Erebraer can be a day trip.
But, like, Marquand to Erebraer...
Even that you had to teleport. It would have taken longer than a day.
What was the deal that you made, exactly?
With Captain Kasir? He shrugs, and he's like, she was able to provide me with an artifact that I've been seeking for quite some time, and in response, Nergal and I offered to, you know, help her get her ship back.
What did you give him?
Nira clears her throat, and looks uncomfortable.
Oh, Nira, you didn't.
Listen, I needed my ship back. I had very few assets to my name at that point. It's fine.
You give him a cube?
Yeah.
Wasn't that what got us into this mess to begin with?
Well, you guys weren't supposed to be involved in this mess at all, again, I'll point out. She glares over at Amelia, who is not getting involved in this. She's pretty squarely decided that this is none of her business. She is still here. There's a fourth ship in play. It's just hanging back like 30 feet. And Amelia kind of shrugs, as in like, hey, she didn't necessarily intend for you to teleport here either.
Alright, well, you told me not to do anything the way that you did it, so I'm gonna say that we're not gonna hold on to that deal.
You mean you're not going to give me my ship back? Is the deal you're referring to?
No, I look at Solaris. We never made a deal with you.
Oh. Yeah, that's true. You just stole from me. I suppose there was no deal involved there.
Allegedly!
Allegedly. So what are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting you go home. You got what you wanted. Both of you.
Solaris, like... Now that it's been said, he reaches his hand into his pocket and pulls out this cube, the one that Nira left with so long ago, kind of spinning it in his fingers.
If that's a threat, you're gonna have to try something else. Malachi pulls out 2 of the cubes that we took from the platform.
Oh, what?
Finn opens up his cloak and reveals, like, 6 cubes hanging there.
Nurgle's like, hey, where?
Various locations.
Sorry, Nurgle, you weren't very good at finding those.
Damn it. Fuck.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, sorry if I'm not taking this hard, because, like, those things are like a dime a dozen, turns out. Like, we were all kind of wasting our time on that.
Yeah, we've seen a ton.
Okay, the numbers of them have been increasing as things have gotten more serious. My research has proved that.
Yeah, the number of them that we have found, sure.
Listen, all right.
I mean, you can't walk down the street in this ocean without tripping over a cube, honestly.
My magical prowess is the real threat here. The cube is just for, for show.
You just said that you're level 8, man.
Yeah, I'm more magically prowessed than you. Like, think about that.
I look Solaris dead in the eyes. I'm like, can you bring someone back to life?
As, like, a zombie.
Yeah.
Not,
Oh, damn. Can you do that, Malachi? That's kind of cool.
Let's not talk about your magical prowess for now, then. You didn't come out here to find your ship. You can go home without it also.
Maybe I'm an opportunist.
Yeah, you've got another boat now.
And Nurgle's like, you're really not an opportunist, actually. Usually you like to plan things. And Solaris, you shut up for one goddamn minute.
Oh, so they're not back together.
I'll allow an intimidation check with that. Jokes about being level 8 aside, he still doesn't believe in how strong you guys are.
17?
Okay. With a 17, Solaris glares at all of you, and Nira goes, Solaris, let's just keep up our end of the deal. You know who has your ship now and where it is, so let's just call it cool.
Think about it this way. We're letting you walk away for setting a bounty on our heads.
And making slanderous accusations of theft.
This isn't over, but it's also...
Oh, it's over.
Okay. This is paused. He does, like, a dramatic turn that, like, flares his golden robe out, which is almost certainly not... it's not as impressive as he probably thinks it is, especially because...
Hey, if you see a lady with wings, do not give her that. I point at the cube that he's got.
Especially because he can't really storm anywhere, so he just sort of, like, walks a few paces away on the lost crystal.
You're sure we know that guy? We've met that guy before?
Yeah.
Huh.
We drank his wine.
That does narrow it down.
Alden goes, I've never met that guy in my life, if that helps.
Yeah, I trust Alden. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't know Alden then.
I call back to Solaris. Do you want to stay for dinner, though?
No.
This thing has a great kitchen on board.
I'm aware! It has a bidet, too!
Oh, you're telling me? I mean, what? Really? Wow!
What's a bidet? There's a water fountain.
Malachi, you still holding on to Vance? He's just,
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
This whole time, I've had that guy by the collar.
Nira gets to the helm of the lost crystal, you see that Solaris and Nurgle are casting some sort of, like, spell that seems like they're going to, like, tow the sunbeam behind it, like towing a smaller, like, trailer behind a pickup truck or something like that. Nira looks over at you guys and is like, so what are you guys up to?
Our best.
Oh.
We're doing our best. I died.
My god.
Yeah.
Glad that you got better.
Yeah, that was your little brother.
Oh.
Wait, are you seriously glad I got better?
Stop flirting.
Oh no, he's growing on her.
No. Were you just saying that to be polite? Or, like, are we cool?
Like, I don't know, Malachi would be pretty sad if you were, so, you know.
Yeah.
Not really for your own sake, I'm sorry to say, but...
Sure, but we both clearly care about Malachi, and,
Yeah.
Malachi being, happy and, doing well.
Yeah.
You would say you care about that. I'm like side-eyeing Malachi, who's ignoring me.
Malachi's shaking Vance again because Vance tried to run away when we were talking to Solaris.
Vance periodically, all of these past few minutes, has been, like, going limp and then suddenly, like, doing the sprinting in place thing.
He's behaving like a cat that you've scooped up.
Yes.
Except for I would never shake a cat. Let me make that clear.
And even though Malachi often struggles to verbalize his emotions, and we both know that he cares very deeply about us and just struggles with expressing that and looking vulnerable as a result. Yeah?
No, I'm pretty sure the last time I tried to express that, she ran away, so.
Yeah, it's kind of my thing.
Alright, I give up.
No, I appreciate it, Regin.
Tell your brother you love him, goddammit!
No, that's fine. She left a note.
Alden speaks up, and he goes, Nero, what we're doing is, trying to stop the spread of Lithios across the ocean, as we've been doing.
Also the adventurer.
And Nira, looks down, and she's like, yeah, I figured that was what you guys were doing. Well, be careful with that. Don't get killed again. And thank you for your help. Lot of sentimental value in this ship. I guess, I don't know, maybe I don't need the lost crystal anymore now that I found the real one, but,
What? What?
Hey?
She gestures over. You see the light sort of glint off one of the gemstones on Malachi's shoulder.
Wow.
Oh, I get it.
But, like I said, a lot of sentimental value, so not to mention the pride of all the pirate politics stuff. Anyway, what I'm saying is be careful. Malachi, don't die. I
try my best.
I love you.
Don't do anything stupid like... Oh.
And I missed you, and I don't want you to get killed, and I'm sorry. I think that was all of it. Okay, thank you all again. Bye.
Malachi momentarily drops Vance, and he hugs Nira.
Oh.
Finn lunges and grabs him.
Okay, well, we'll resolve that in a second. Nira, who then, like, just about to, climb back over into the lost crystal, kind of exiting from having said something emotional, turns back and hugs you. And she's like, I know you're being all noble and stuff, and I respect that, and I admire it, but really don't, I mean it, don't get yourself killed.
Yeah. Don't get mutinied. Please don't make us have to come off course to step into a situation where you're going to get yourself killed going against stupid pirates again.
Yeah, I'm gonna be so much more careful.
Because this was so dumb.
Yeah, no, it really was. She laughs a little, and she's like, I promise I will be way more careful about the next crew. I've learned my lessons.
Also, next time you can actually say goodbye instead of leaving me a fucking note.
Yeah. Point taken.
It only took 17 years for me to find you.
I'll make sure it doesn't take 17 years again.
Yeah, maybe you could even find me next time or something, I don't know.
Maybe I will. She pulls away from the hug and kind of nods. Gives Regin and Finn and Alden respectful nods. glares at Vance. Andy, make a athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Oh God.
But I'm lunging at him. Also, my tentacle has appeared to reach out to grab him. My tentacle tattoo is going for him. Nurgle is flying at him.
I'm going for him.
You can have advantage from all of your extra things. And Regin, you can roll as well if you'd like.
14.
Dirty 20.
Malachi, as he goes in for the hug, he drop kicks Vance to Regin.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Vance gets a cool 8, so Malachi drops him. He goes sprawling on the deck, starts to pick himself up, but before he can, Regin is on top of him, and then several tentacle-like spells are on top of him. Nira kind of glares at Vance, and then goes back over to the Lost Crystal. The Lost Crystal towing the sunbeam behind it.
Hannah, I have a question. So, are Nurgle and Solaris on the Lost Crystal?
They are.
Okay.
It looks like they're like I said, she's sailing this without a crew, and so Nurgle and Solaris, they're not helping themselves, don't worry, but they are standing there, and like Solaris has conjured like a giant hand that is like undoing the rigging and getting the sails ready.
They would never do grunt work.
Yeah, exactly. They'd never do manual labor, but they are doing magic.
Okay. I turn to Vance. I'm like, okay, Vance, Regin, take your hand off his mouth. Vance,
What?
we're friends, right?
Honestly, I don't know.
Do you trust me?
No!
I grab his head and press our foreheads together. Do you trust me?
Yes!
Okay, how much money do you have on you right now?
20 gold.
Okay, give it to me.
Is that a lie, Hannah?
20 gold is true. Him trusting Finn is a lie. But he gives you 20 gold.
We're still staring foreheads together, and I'm like, wow, you look rough. Not been sleeping great lately?
No, I had this horrible, miserable nightmare last night.
Wow, no way. Okay, I turn to Malachi and Regin. I will be right back, guys.
What?
Yeah, I'll just hold this guy for you.
Oh, no, don't worry about that. I'm taking him.
Okay.
Where?
It's fine.
Okay.
And I'm going to grab Vance and cast Dimension Door to teleport both of us below decks onto the sunbeam.
Okay. You grab Vance, he goes with you.
Just be a willing creature, okay? Trust me.
Yeah, he does. You go below decks on the sunbeam. Vance is like looking around trying to figure out where he is. What?
You're welcome. I take one of the 20 gold he gave me and hand it back to him. Don't spend it all in one place, alright?
What? What is happening? Why? Why are you doing this?
Well, Vance, when I really thought about it, there was no other option. Okay, bye! And then I cast Dimension Door and go back to Matt Black.
Cool. You appear back on Matt Black, alone.
We're... Finn.
Shh.
You guys can watch from the deck of Matt Black. You see...
It's gonna be so funny.
Malachi looks a little queasy.
The salty shark, by the way, is like vaguely following Nira. Like in a looks like they're trying to catch up, presumably so Amelia and Nira can talk off screen, because that was too much for me to handle on screen. There was enough NPCs in this situation already. And the sunbeam is being towed behind. After about like a few minutes. It takes a few minutes, because it's, like, magically attached, and also is not a ship that can quite sail itself. Although it does still have some enchantments on it, because it was another of Solaris's ships. As the ships are starting to get to the point where they disappear from your view, you watch as the sunbeam, like, detaches. It sort of floats behind a little bit, and then seems to start jetting off in a different direction.
Finn, are you kidding me? That guy sucks.
Yeah, Finn, babe, we've never talked about this kind of thing before, but, like, I want you to know that you can, like, talk to us about this kind of thing. Like, You deserve better than a guy who treats you like that, Finn. Like, you realize that, right?
Like, he literally is running away.
Yeah, it's what he does best.
Yeah.
But
He's a coward and a scoundrel. The lowest of the low.
Mela was such a nice girl.
Yeah.
Hold on. Quiet, I'm concentrating. And I am going to, once again, reach out with my telepathy and see what's around.
There are various fishes. There's been enough activity that some of the smaller fishes have swum down. There's more sharks in the area now, because that one shark was having so much fun. What are you looking for?
Anything powerful.
Again, that shark was having so much fun that it's brought up some of the, like, larger creatures from the depths. There's, like, a colossal squid. One of those ones with, like, long, like, except this is the Lunluma Ocean, so they're even bigger than the ones we have on Earth, so the sucker is, like, I don't know, 40 feet long. Well, I'll give him 50 feet. A 50-foot long squid. There's a few more big sharks.
Okay. I telepath the original shark, and I say, "You've done great. Feel free to ignore this next part if you want." And then to all those other sharks and the giant squid, I beam, like, the mental image of the sunbeam and Vance specifically, and I say, "He is delicious." Just so you know, a real prize, that one.
You hear this
real desirable.
This low, like, rumbling noise of the squid that doesn't even really articulate in words, just going, ooh. Yeah, and several terrifying fish set off in pursuit. You can barely, as you guys are watching from the deck, you can see the shadows of them following after the sunbeam as it disappears toward the horizon.
Gets him every time.
Malachi just watches this with, like, an absolutely unreadable expression on his face.
Sorry, you guys were saying?
Personally, I'm not saying anything. I think, great job, Finn.
Okay. So long as that isn't, like, a universal show of affection, I think I'm fine with that.
Oh, it's not universal. Very little I do is broadly relatable.
Cool.
Finn watches the sunbeam go and salutes.
Okay.
Okay. So, all of the other ships in the vicinity have left. The pirates who were told to swim to the island presumably made it there. You can kind of see them.
The shark only had pants in his mouth.
Yeah, you see, like, a signal fire go up. They're clearly, like, starting to,
Aw, not a human pyramid?
Look, guys, there's someone stranded on that island!
and you guys are left with a free afternoon. You...
What a bizarre fucking turn of events.
What a neat day.
Should we just go to sleep now so we can wake up sooner?
Cool kind of afternoon nap. Yeah, if you guys have anything that you want to do or talk about, you have time in which to do that. Or if you want to just, time skip forward, also always an option. You have not heard from, even though you have passed the point where you told Luola, we'll be back in about 9 hours, no one else has messaged you to be like, where are you?
Maybe they're just like, oh damn, guess they did die.
Yeah. You don't know. You don't know what the situation is, but you haven't heard from anyone.
Hey, remember when I brought you back to life?
Shit, dude. I mean, no, not really. I was dead.
Finn is leaning over the railing, looking into the distance. Do you think I should have given him a longer head start?
No.
Okay.
If anything, you gave him too much of a head start.
Alright. I'll keep that in mind for next time.
You guys have now effectively stolen 2 of Solaris' ships.
Mm-hmm. Correction. Finn. Finn has now effectively...
That's true.
I'm good at what I do.
You gonna tell the son of the lurker in the deep that he can't steal a ship?
Yeah, if you think about it, all ships are mine as soon as they're on the ocean.
Okay, let's slam the brakes on that one, buddy.
I mean, I kind of want to talk about the whole Retvol thing, but, like, what's there really to talk about? Like, he's dead, and But like you made sure that somebody like ate his head, right?
Oh yeah, every part of him. In fact,
Cool.
waste not, want not.
Yeah, I mean, he was even before Alden, slit his throat. He was pretty.
No. I'm not worried about the deadness. I'm worried about the capability of somebody going back for him and.
Oh yeah, no, that's not. He's not in one piece.
Yeah, nice.
And I think you guys killed maybe the only person they have who can cast, like, true resurrection and stuff like that, so...
Oh, Rosalia?
Yeah. She was the High Priestess.
Oh, I mean, we can't take credit for that.
Well...
We can take, like, a little bit of credit. Not most of it. Most of it belongs to his monstrous wrathfulness. But, a little bit. I helped.
Can his monstrous wrathfulness raise people from the dead? He is a god.
Huh. I bet he could, but they might come back a little, scary.
A classic.
Slimy.
I think it'd be like a monkey's paw situation.
A what?
A monkey's paw.
What's monkey?
I don't know. It's just a thing people say.
Sure.
It means, when you wish for something, but you get it in an ironic, horrible way.
That happens to me every day.
Like asking the lurker to bring someone back from the dead, and they do, but they're like a waterlogged coral creature.
I look at Regin. He doesn't look like a waterlogged coral creature to me.
No, I'm good.
No, yeah, you're good because it was not the lurker.
Oh yes, I'm following.
Are there any, like, lingering effects of death, or are you good?
I mean, there shouldn't.
Hannah, are there?
You still feel a little bit off, but nothing that you've noticed.
Yeah, I mean, no, I feel kind of funky, but like kind of like I said, it was kind of nice. Not like I'm not saying that it was nice. I don't mean it was nice. I just mean there was closure. Like kind of like I was just saying. I was like, I've gone through. I don't really remember a lot of stuff. Kind of went through some changes and stuff. Like that kind of is true. Like I don't know. I feel like I kind of closed a book. Funny question. Did you know that usually there's somebody who shows up to, like, guide you?
No, I didn't.
I've not died.
I'm saying usually. I don't know. I've only done it once, but...
Yeah.
I always just sort of assumed I would fade into the abyss.
I kind of assumed it would be pretty sudden and sharp.
Well...
You mean like someone stabbing you in the leg?
No, Finn.
Just for example.
Because I wouldn't die from being stabbed an inch deep into my calf and immediately having it be healed.
I think it was like an inch and a half.
No, you get like some wiggle room, you get some wiggle time, like Stella was saying, like, before you get too far away from your body and all that. Yeah, it's instant, but it's not like instantaneous, like I was dead, but I was still like...
Yeah.
He said that either I could keep going or like, and he said that I could choose, and I was like,
Who said?
Heartmark was there.
Oh.
I guess he was the person.
Alden, go away for this.
No. I mean, I will if you want me to, but...
No, it's fine. I mean...
Yeah.
No, I mean, like I was saying, like, I guess somebody kind of, like, pops in there to tell you what the deal is. Like, Finn, I wonder if it would be, like, your dad when he was a person,
Whoa.
It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like, no, you have some time because I could still feel all of you guys. And he was like, well, yeah, you just kind of pick where you go.
Well, I'm glad you picked to come back.
Yeah, I had unfinished business.
Would be a shame if you were just haunting it.
That's it? That's the only reason?
No, I'm being dramatic, of course. I was forcibly brought back from the dead.
Hang on.
I didn't really have a say in it.
Hang on.
Do you think when I die I'm going to have an afterlife, or am I just going to get, like, absorbed into my dad?
I think maybe that depends on how you die.
Yeah, and where? Would you want to, like, be consumed by him?
It sounds like that might be kind of cool. I become a part of the lurker.
Everyone here would want to be brought back, right? I mean, I'll bring...
Oh, yeah, if I, like, died right now, absolutely I'd want to be brought back.
Okay.
There's a lot of cool stuff I haven't done yet. I'm talking, like, a couple thousand years from now, maybe.
A couple what?
1,000?
I'm optimistic.
He's an elf.
Elves don't live... Okay.
I'm a half-elf, actually.
Same. Speaking of which, holy shit, I hope my dad knows I'm alive.
I told them that we were all alive. However, I did also tell them we would be back 7 hours ago, so. I thought we would be.
I mean, it's an ocean. I feel like no one's gonna sweat that much of a time difference.
The camera pans out from you guys just floating in your ship in the middle of a silent sea around you.
I don't know how long. Malachi's realized he doesn't know how long Earth Genasi live.
Good question.
Yeah.
Never met one.
Guess we're gonna go stick our heads down in your plane and ask.
This is my plane.
No, your ancestral plane.
No, it's a ship, Malachi.
What?
It's a ship, a boat.
Hey, speaking of going back to Erebrer, Alden pulls out the, file that you gave him that you guys flipped through, he flipped through last time but didn't really show to anyone else.
Oh yes, I would like to take a look at that.
Yeah, he, hands it over in case anyone else wants to see what's in there. Malachi, you take it and see that there are, these, letters from the different generals kind of detailing, basically, status reports, and then maps of potential, attack positions on various, Erebrer targets, including a couple of different diagrams for, how to approach Luola. And you see the key part that sticks out to you, because Alden kind of looked through these and given you the rundown, but what sticks out to you that wasn't notable to him, is that General Neiman's force is in position to move on Luola if they need to. They are closer than you had previously thought. They're only a day or two away as of when, basically, they're holding a position where they can advance as needed.
I look at those papers and I sort of look at the rest of them that could be an action now, right?
Probably not. We were just there yesterday morning, so
Right.
Probably not, but...
But when was this written, you know?
Are they dated, Hannah?
The various, letters and such they kind of seem to have come in, mostly, within the past couple of weeks, but, the most recent one was already 2 days old when you guys picked it up. You also notice, Malachi, as you look back down at the same map that you were looking at, you catch another name. General Crevitas, General Caleb Crevitas is also not too far. He's also in the area.
Is he on a ship?
He's with a unit. They're all on ships.
So we could sink him?
You could.
Only for as long as I allow them to be so.
But he's not, would be part of a different section of the offensive than Neiman, right?
Yes, it looks like Neiman and Caleb both have their own, units that they're controlling, but they're kind of both in position to, depending on what orders come through, to kind of move in from different areas.
Okay, so I know both of these people.
Okay, good for you. Are we just name dropping now?
No, I mean,
Are you friends with them?
I know them well enough that if His Highness has scrying abilities...
Me? No, I can't.
He's got wizards that have that capability. I don't think... What, are you worried that they'd be able to find you?
When you say His Highness, do you mean the Emperor or Monanon?
King Monanon.
Ah, that Highness. I was thinking of the other one.
Oh.
Yes. Alden's yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. That's not a bad idea. I don't know enough about how scrying works to know how helpful that would be, but it's worth at least a shot.
I mean, I also don't, but I don't know how they work now, so I can't be much help beyond that.
Yeah. Are you, Do you still have positive feelings about either of these people? The real question.
Oh, no, I hate this guy's guts.
Okay. Easy.
And this guy, really fucked my family over, so...
Okay.
I could deal with both of them, probably.
Great.
His axe is glowing, but only a tiny, tiny bit.
And you're the only one who can tell. Alden takes the folder back once you're done looking at it. And you guys are able to pass the rest of the day, hanging out, eating snacks. talking more, stuff that doesn't necessarily need to be said.
We lay out on beach towels and soak up some rays.
Yeah, soak up some rays. You all go to bed early, kind of with the knowledge that you need to be on the move as soon as you can in the morning. One of those, 6 a.m. flight situations.
Yeah.
You've got a red-eye whirlpool, everyone.
I want to sleep up on the deck under the stars.
Okay.
That was deck with an E, right?
Yes.
As it, gets to be, after you guys have, finished dinner and the sun is setting and the stars are starting to come out, Alden comes up beside where you're setting up, Regin, to curl up on the deck. I don't know what you're doing. But he comes and kind of, sits next to you and, nudges your shoulder and is like, hey, I'm glad you got your closure. I wasn't sure how traumatic of an experience death would be, but I'm glad it seems like you, got to resolve something.
Yeah, no, it was, and it's all what, the hallucinations of a brain convulsing in its finality of,
There is magic, though. It's also
oh,
could be
yeah,
magic.
yeah, we do live in a magical world.
Do we know about brains?
Finn can cast magic spells, but no, I mean, it was, it's kind of easier to talk about now, actually. It was somebody who I used to know. We were together when I was younger, and he died in the incident with the Angeletta. And, I always thought it was my fault. I thought I had killed him for years, and that's, that kind of weighs on you. And then we ran into a little fucking fairy child who pulled him out of my brain and tried to manipulate me, and that was screwed up.
Oh.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And so it was just kind of a lot of oh, you know what? No, felt like we could have a conversation and I can stop carrying that on me. So.
Good.
Yeah, no, I still don't recommend the experience, but.
Right, yeah. Seems, harsh. Well, I just wanted to tell you I'm glad that you're here.
Yeah, me too, man.
And I'm glad that we killed that bastard.
Yeah, I am glad that you killed that bastard, because I don't know if I could have done it, but...
Then I'm glad that I did.
You want to camp out up here? There's plenty of deck. I like being able to look at the sky.
Yeah.
Plenty of what?
I can hear somebody making fun of my accent, and I don't know where it's coming from.
Directly underneath the deck, you see Finn and Malachi, both ears pressed up into the ceiling.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure.
Oh, shit!
Yeah.
We're made, Malachi, run!
Nurgle's there too, kind of flapping his wings to be close to the ceiling. Alden grins. He grins and he's like, yeah, I think I'd like that. I don't know if there's a...
Are you good?
No, I'm good. I'm just sort of, trying to figure out, there's no good way to segue from, I'm sorry that you were dead, and I'm glad that you're not dead, and also that we killed the man who tortured both of us.
Malachi downstairs is under his breath. Kiss him, kiss him, kiss him.
There's no good way to figure out how to, segue from that into, he just kind of, he puts his fingers on the side of your chin and, tips your head toward him and goes in to kiss you.
Oh, I kissed the fuck out of him, bro!
You guys kiss. Beneath the deck, Malachi and Finn, you just hear Alden saying this string of words and then suddenly going silent.
Malachi immediately pushes away from them.
I wonder what they're doing up there.
Get down.
The camera pans back up to the starry sky. Everyone can take their long rest. You all, rest. Wake up at the first rays of dawn.
Hannah, can I roll for big and little spoon?
Yeah, sure. A higher number is the big spoon. I got an 11.
I got a 13.
Wow. So Reagan's the big spoon.
Cute. No, that makes sense.
You wake up to a beautiful, slightly chilly morning. You can still see a signal fire from the island in the distance. Looks like there's some sort of structure being built out of palm trees now also.
I love when we just do Pirates of the Caribbean. I really do.
You can whirlpool back, unless there's anything else you want to do.
Okay, so where should we go? Just to Luola or to Marquand?
Malachi can't make eye contact with Regin or Alden.
Matt, are you good? Do you have something in your eye?
Alden is maybe the most chipper you've seen him so far.
Wow.
Whenever Alden's eyes aren't looking at me, I'm staring at him.
Nice to see you smiling, Alden. I didn't realize how massive your tusks were.
Thank you.
Well...
Regin has slight scratches on his upper lip.
I would say, like, selfishly, I want to go back to Marquand because I want to hang out with my dad again.
I know, but we should get this to...
Directly to Luola.
Whoever's in charge. Directly. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
As quickly as possible.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right.
After the war.
Once we get to Luola, they have people who can contact Marquand.
Yes, I assume they're in contact already.
Okay, fine. We can do the right thing.
Besides, maybe someone else there has teleporting, like last time.
Yeah, that's also true.
All right. So I am going to picture... I guess I won't picture that pool in the throne room, because that's maybe for some sacred purpose.
We might get attacked if we popped out of that.
Okay, so first, I'm going to say, all right, everyone ready? Solstice!
Yeah.
And pocket Matt Black as we all fall back into the sea.
Yep.
We really should change that word.
Alden is like, you can't just say everyone ready and not explain what I'm getting ready for.
Sorry, I keep forgetting you haven't been with us the whole time.
Alden, you've traveled with us before.
The shrinking and growing ships, it takes a lot to get used to, alright? Most ships don't do that.
What, you think we all had a shrinking ship growing up?
Okay, and then I'm going to concentrate on that lake right outside the palace in Luola, or not really palace, the Royal Grove, if you will.
Yeah.
And whirlpool us to there.
Cool. You create the whirlpool. You all feel yourselves get sucked into the center of the whirlpool. This is a weird one because you shift from salt water to fresh water. So you can sort of like feel the consistency around you change as you all come up spluttering in this lake, kind of next to that long plant bridge that you walked across to get to the king's court. As you straighten up and kind of push your hair out of your eyes and get your bearings, you become immediately aware that there is a lot of activity here. There are people running back and forth across the plant bridge. There are people in armor. You can hear kind of clanging sounds happening. You can hear slight, like, booms coming from the distance. As you guys come up, you see, you happen to come up at just the right moment, that you see King Monanon is striding from his court at the center of this island. He's beginning to stride across the bridge, a series of guards, and retainers trailing behind him. As he walks and as you all come up out of the water, he just sort of looks down at you and he goes, "Oh, good, you're not dead. We're about to be under attack." And I think that's...
For fuck's sake.
I think that's where we can end our session for tonight.
Nice.
Okay. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed that, which we certainly hope you did, you can find us other places on the internet. We are at Ship of Fools Cast on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. You can also find us over at patreon.com/shipoffools if you'd like to support our podcast and get access to lots of our fun, exclusive bonus content only available on Patreon. Again, that's patreon.com/shipoffools. Some people we need to thank. Thank you, as always, to Theo Golden for our beautiful logo art. You can find him at tgoldenart on Instagram. And thank you to Lucas Mangold for our wonderful theme music. You can email him at lucascarlmusic@gmail.com if you have any musical needs, nautical or otherwise. We will be back with the next episode of Ship of Fools on June 13th. And until then, we will see you on the open seas. Bye!
No, it's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
he was just...
Regin?
I choked on an Oreo crumb.
Regin keels over.